Oh, really?
701.
701? No, it's 702, actually. You got it wrong, sucker.
It says 701 on mine.
Well, yours is a liar.
What if yours is?
It can't be. It's the
Why? What? So is mine.
No. Let's
Actually,
get
now I'm
that
gonna
bad
check
boy
my
going.
phone. I'm curious. Oh, it
You-
says 702 now.
I would never let you astray,
Oh my
sir.
god, I gotta mute myself. Which one can I hear myself on?
This guy, man. All right. Are we ready to get this bad boy rocking and
We've
rolling?
already started.
Yep.
Good. I'm happy that we have people potentially right now going, "What the fuck are they doing?" So I guess let's just get it started, right? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the Wish You Would podcast. My name is Max. I got Preston and DJ with me, and on top of that, a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
My name is Michael, and I have my own channel on YouTube that I do a lot of fun stuff, paranormal investigations. It's called Shaggy in the Shadows.
Shaggy in the Shadows. Paranormal investigation. That's today's topic. Woo, I have no idea, dude. I've never done it. I've seen like shit on the internet where I'm like, oh fuck yeah, that guy's gonna go fight a ghost. So I'm kind of curious, what got you into this, like in looking into the paranormal?
The thing is, my whole life, I've always felt the presence of spirits and ghosts, whatever you want to call them.
Mhm.
I believe strongly in them, and I want to prove to the world that they exist. Yes, there may not be scientific proof of it, but that's
Right.
where I come in, and I want to prove through other means. So I have devices that I use. We have these things called like spirit talkers, where it skips through radio channels, and you're supposed to be able to hear them. And so you listen between the channels, and you just keep listening for those voices to see if you can pick up anything that's distorted or not. Obviously on the radio. I mean, you're not going to hear arsehole on the radio, and I've heard that plenty of times.
So it just kind of reminds me of like playing like Silent Hill when you get the radio going and it
Yes.
starts freaking out. You're like, ah, shit. Okay, so you said you had specialized tools for it. Let's
Yes.
jump into that. Like how? So you said the spirit talker of our? Is that
Yes.
my? Okay.
So it's a radio skipper. So it goes
Okay.
through radio channels, and you're supposed to be able to hear voices or sentences in between the channels.
Okay.
You can really tell the difference because you'll hear like songs, obviously singing through it,
Right.
but it'll pick up those voices and use that to say it because it's easier for them to use that energy to say those words out loud.
What kind of
Right.
stuff have you heard?
Well, all of my friends have been made fun of by the spirits. I've never, I've never heard a lot of these words be said on the radio, so I can tell you that much.
Right on.
So like last night, it was telling my buddy, or no, not last night. So the other night, we went to Rest Haven Cemetery, and it was telling him like, look behind you, suddenly, like right now, and then it said his name.
Oh,
He
crazy.
is also named Michael, by the way. So it was very funny hearing that. It said his nickname, which is Mario. Well, I've never heard that on the radio, but I mean, I'm sure there's somebody named Mario on the radio, right?
There's got to be at least one,
Never-
right?
never-
Nintendo's
never
never been on the
before.
radio.
It was like a radio wave from like when Nintendo came out when they were advertising it. So it said his name and said turn around, and what happened when he turned around? Did anything happen?
That's when it called his name out.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it said it in a very like creepy tone, and it didn't sound like a normal person would say it on the radio. But then you also get like when my buddy Jesse was on with me the other night or the other weekend, where it literally said,
Jesse, are you watching?
bitch. I mean, I don't hear fat bitch on the radio.
Well, I've heard it a couple of times, but that's just the radio stations I listen to. You know?
No, it's talking directly to Max.
It's been mentioning me this entire time. I just haven't had the time to get out there and say hi. So
I'm always open to it.
am I? So the spirit talker, the spirit talk. Fuck
Spirit
shit.
talker.
Spirit Talker. Is that kind of like Bumblebee from like Transformers, right? Like that's kind of how that works. Am I like dumbing it
yeah.
down like hella hard? Just like is it Bumblebee from the?
It honestly sounds a lot like that when you're listening to it. I mean,
That's cool.
Sort of like when he's sitting in the car and he's talking through that radio. That's what it sounds like.
Right.
Huh.
on.
Okay. Okay.
So what other tools do you got? Like, do you have like special infrared lenses on stuff, or like?
So I actually just bought an IR light for my camera so I can
Hell
see
yeah.
more visually at night. Because me and
Okay.
DJ were talking the other day about how I need more lighting because it's dark.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of my lives, they still don't have that light that I need yet, but on my actual camcorder, that video will be uploaded later, that kind of stuff. But everyone wants to see the live, right?
Right.
Well,
on.
anyway, back to the equipment. I have other stuff like cat balls. Funny as
Cat
it sounds,
balls.
cat balls. Yes. So they're supposed to be able to use their energy to touch them and turn them off. So because they have little clickers on them, and
Okay.
you set them down once you click them, it obviously turns on, flashes its light, and then shuts off. So
Okay.
then it's supposed to be able to touch it after that and turn it on. Same with like those Home Depot flashlights where you have the little turn dial to be able to turn them just on enough.
Right.
Well, we set those down, and they're supposed to be able to use the energy as well to turn those on and off to answer questions.
Okay.
Pretty interesting.
Cat balls, though.
Yes.
Who was the fucker that made that the name?
I have no idea who was like, my cat toy can just be used for ghost hunting. Hell
I've
yeah.
got an idea. Only one man can do it. The cat balls.
He was drunk out of that idea.
Oh man,
Ghost
that
like
guy,
him?
crazy. Love
Cats not so much. Really, he tried to make them for cats, but really Ghost liked them more. So
This
he started
episode
putting
on
it out
Ghost
to them.
Adventures, the cat
it. Cat
balls.
balls. It's just an hour and a half of cat balls. That's not what you think it is.
We one of our
Or maybe it is.
watchers is having. It says it's really hard to hear you, Michael. So definitely try to speak up as much as you can to your mic, just so we can. Hopefully, nobody misses what you're saying because we want to hear more about your stories and though we can turn you up on Discord, it might be harder for the stream to be turned up because we might be a lot louder than you.
Oh,
I can
okay.
always talk from back here.
Yeah, just everybody else.
Hey.
Everyone just backs up.
Really helpful stuff. That right there.
What is what's some other like crazy stories that you got recently?
On the channel or off the channel?
Let's start with off the channel. An
Okay.
exclusive right here, right now.
I believe
Never
my
before.
house is 100% haunted. Whether it's following me or directly in my house, I'm not 100% sure. But I do know that there's one of my family members who has been following me my whole life. And when I first started doing this stuff, I have gotten their name a lot. Her name is Sandra. It's my grandma. And I've actually spoken to her through a phone app, which is crazy to me.
That is
I
weird.
thought this thing was completely fake until I started using it to talk to her. And
Mhm.
that's what
Okay.
made me believe that the app works at least somewhat.
Right.
So like a question,
Yeah.
do you have anything of hers?
So I have my grandfather's Bible,
Uh-huh.
which she used a lot as well.
So like do you think spirits often tether theirself to like things or remains?
Yes.
What about remains?
I don't have any remains.
Okay.
But
you know
I
of.
do believe like that they would be attached
Her
to those
skin
elements.
cells are on
Like
the book.
if you had an urn on your, on your whatever out there, your fireplace or whatever. 100%, you'd be haunted. Whether that was, a good uncle that was cool to you or someone who was like, man, that person's an asshole.
Or a
and they're
bad
destroying
uncle.
My stuff now.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. So
Uncle.
bad.
God damn it, DJ.
But I will
So-
say,
Yeah, go ahead.
the best thing was me and my wife were eating dinner one night, and our garage door just goes flying open.
That's dangerous.
I'm like, someone just walked into my house right now. And I look out there, and both the outside doors were shut. There's no pressure in there, there's no airflow.
Mhm.
And so I even walked outside to see if there's any wind to cause any air pressure. Nothing. And I went through all the, A through Z to see what could be possibly causing that. I couldn't find anything.
Hmm. So it could have been, you think it was like your aunt or someone that's been attached to your house since you've lived in it?
The thing is too, I have multiple spirits following me, but my grandma is the main one. So she's the one who's been strongest in my life, but also my grandfather on my mother's side, who is known to be an asshole. Like,
What'd you do? What'd you do to them? Why are they following you?
Existed, man. That's the rough stuff.
well, the theory for me is I feel like so when I was born, they had to bring me back to life because I was born dead. So they resuscitated me, brought me back to life, and I feel like part of that brought in the afterlife to me. Like I have more of a strengthening towards them. So like they are able to communicate with me in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm like a medium or anything. I just feel spirits.
You think that might have a potential, like you've put one step in already, and then you
Yes.
kind of have that like open channel, if you will.
Exactly.
I am super curious to know what supernatural shit on like media, like Supernatural the show, or
Yeah.
fucking like all those things, story tales and all that. What ones do you think are bullshit, and which ones do you think are true?
Skinwalkers, 100%.
Skinwalkers are real.
I've known people who have seen them a couple times at least.
What?
Obviously, I don't
That's
believe in vampires
sketch.
and Wolverines. Like, it's just there
Hold
are
on, Wolverines are real. That's an animal.
no,
yeah,
Max, they're
he
not.
lives
They're-
in
they're not.
Australia.
I will
There.
fight everyone on this hill.
so not animal, but the spirit of that.
Okay, gotcha.
Like there's I don't know, there's a bunch of them. There's so many different lores out there. You
Right.
could go through A to Z and be like, well, a lot of these are bullshit. I mean, I don't believe in Bigfoot. Like,
Oh, he just said it. Now we're gonna have a bunch of people just like raging on this episode.
Don't worry, everyone. I still
'Cause-
believe in Santa and Bigfoot. The real.
And the Easter Bunny. They're
Now-
all the same
What-
person.
what-
Eh.
They're all the same.
Easter Bunny. I don't know. That's
Wasn't
where I draw the
Bigfoot
line,
that character in Star Wars?
what the Tooth Fairy, man? That dude's creepy. He's putting
It's just-
money under your pillow for your teeth. That's a little weird.
Give me your teeth. Give me your teeth. I give you $1.
I love the idea, like the Tooth Fairy is actually just a full-time job, and there's a shitload of people employed in it. And it's like,
It's just like the greatest secret like ever.
this is the worst fucking job, dude. I gotta touch people's teeth. This is gross. Well, shit. Okay,
it's
so
like the minimum wage job for supernatural creatures.
Yeah.
It's like working retail.
yeah, dude. Oh god, that'd be the worst. Dude, imagine going to like
Terrible.
supernatural land. You're like, man, I died. Now I'm here. Oh, fucking what? Tooth Fairy?
Congratulations, you get cryptid retail duty.
There you go, buddy. Here's your your complimentary wings and tutu. Good luck.
So what so you've had people that have been following you for a long time. Do you think like one of those spirits was the one that would do the garage door, or do you think there's something that's more
I don't know, because I've never
harmful?
experienced anything that's like knives flying at me or stuff flying off shelves. It's just been like certain activities
Pranks?
that I feel like they're like here. Like, there was one time I remember waking up in the middle of the night and I looked down my bedroom. It leads down the hallway towards where my kids' bedrooms are. and I see a figure walk down the hallway looking like a little girl. And I'm not 100% sure if I was just delusionally tired at that point, but every single night I hear footsteps in my attic.
Probably raccoons, dude. I bet you what, more than anything, that raccoon was the one that hit that garage door. It was out there going like super agent, like Mission Impossible, and it got its hand caught in the spring, and then that's how it
Oh,
happened.
that Perry the Platypus life.
Yes, that's the real ghosts, Perry the Platypus.
So
Yes, Jesse. The word I was looking for was malevolent. So you don't think there's any malevolent spirits, like following you around? Just
No.
spirits you might have known that are trying to communicate with you, like
Yeah.
through
Yeah, I just feel like
garage
they're
doors?
trying to reach out in a sense where they're like, "Hey, we're here. Like, can you talk to us?"
Right.
And that's why I
Like,
also
do you think
feel-
they're trying to be like, hey, like, can you please talk to us? We're just really bored.
Yes, 100. I feel like, I mean, if they're stuck here in the earth and can't do anything in the afterlife, what do you do with yourself? You know? You're
Well, that
here
brings
trying-
up another question. Why do you think they're stuck here?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. Either they're stuck here, or they could just be visiting. They could be in heaven, hell, whatever you believe, right? And they could. I feel like there could be portals or doorways that can bring them back here to communicate with us as well.
Okay.
I kind of have a lot of theories on it. Not obviously, none of them have been like 100% approved or proven. I mean,
I think how you started the podcast, a lot of it's not been proven yet, but
Yes.
you know, technology, maybe we'll get there where we can prove
And
it.
hopefully,
But
in the future, technology's got better names than cat balls. But I mean,
yeah.
we'll get there at some point.
But so
I mean,
okay,
honestly, it brings kind of a kick to the whole thing now.
a kick in the balls at least, but fuck.
Oh god.
So Preston, you've been a little quiet here. I want to hear our great historians. That's your nickname now. Historians. Take on the whole situation.
So I've been waiting for us to do an episode on this. That's why I was on board as soon as DJ mentioned it. I was like, yes.
Yeah,
let's do
like
it.
I said it, and he's like, "Yes, we're doing it."
100%.
I already have the literature.
I do, because this it's something I've always been fascinated by, both as a hobby endeavor and a scholarly endeavor, because I'm in terms of history, regardless of the scientific veracity of the paranormal investigating and ghost hunting has a really fascinating history. But on a personal level, it's something that that I like. There are things that have happened that I've never been able to explain, right? Because I used to live on a homestead that was homesteaded in, I want to say, like 1890 something was when the first building was put up there,
Haunted.
and
1890
generations of my
equals
family
haunted.
had lived there, right? Like the person who homesteaded it was an ancestor. That's where my great grandfather lived. My great grandfather, all the way down to like I lived
Did
there.
they all die there too?
Yeah, pretty much everybody that
Yeah.
worked that farm died on that farm.
Why
And
you're not
before
working
that,
on it, right?
before that, there were human remains found there that were not any of my family members.
There now.
So, living there was fascinating, to say the least. because I mean, like hearing voices and seeing shadows in the woods and things like that. And at the most extreme times, I have seen things like I've had things fly off shelves towards me, and like fixtures fall off of the ceilings randomly, that kind of stuff. And it's also something
Christ.
that's followed me even since moving out of there. Although that's probably because that actually has human ashes in it. So
You pointed.
that
I want to stress
Ooh.
this right now, Preston. You pointed up, and nobody can fucking see like above that shelf.
it's
It's like all the way up here.
If you
is.
drop that, dude, you are fucked.
It drops
It's in
it
here.
just
um
so that's kind of what one question I asked earlier was like, do you think human remains, if a spirit can still be attached to it?
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% believe that.
What about
Um,
you, Preston?
I also agree because the
I thought that might be where you're going with that.
yeah just because weird things have happened to me since moving out, like even now living in an apartment that was only built like 4 years ago.
It's underneath the apartment. More of his family members remains underneath.
Really, you
They're everywhere.
you just
They're
keep moving
everywhere.
into, like locations where your ancestors have been.
But it's also one of the things where for me, even though I've experienced stuff like that, watching like Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters and like ghost hunting YouTube channels, watching those, usually I'm like, yeah, this seems like about 90% bullshit for entertainment.
Yeah. They're so I mean I have a whole lot to say about ghosts themselves.
I'm
Yes,
sure.
do
And
it.
And not in a good sense.
Yeah.
Do it.
I have seen so much of their stuff and it's just demons, demons, demons. And I'm like, not all ghosts are demons, guys. Like, come on. There are good ghosts
Just
out
like-
there.
Just like
Oh,
a bunch of them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, hey.
Well, okay, like I think we've all seen those videos of people like they're already been. It's like they started recording after something started happening, and then stuff
Yeah.
just goes flying off their shelves and stuff like that. And we all know people can do that with like movie magic.
Yeah.
So it huh?
String.
String, fishing line. You know, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things.
Just hubcaps and string, baby.
But it is kind of it's hard to believe, I think, for me a lot of times, because I've never really had truly an encounter. I think
Yeah.
I feel like I've felt something before, and I believe spirits do exist. I'm just not sure in what form and how they can communicate.
Right.
And I think those spirits are predominantly maybe like old souls or something like that.
Yeah.
The energy left over, because I mean, it's very possible our souls are just another form of energy,
Yeah.
because
I mean,
everything is you can't create something from nothing. So
fair. See,
science.
that's kind of like where I'm at, because I feel like for me, because I don't believe in God per se, or that there is one God, right? So we'll just get off that topic. But like, I feel
Yeah,
like
get off it.
we'll move
Damn.
back to the other topic. But, like,
Phrasing still a thing.
Phrasing.
but I feel like there is like another plane of existence, and I feel like there may be like this barrier that we can kind of reach through. So that's why having these devices helps us kind of break that barrier to reach that side a little bit. You know what I mean?
What does your device look like?
Because
Because I'm picturing one of the like those things from Ghostbusters that they like hold it over it and it like opens and the lights.
It's just a fucking Geiger counter.
Well, if you guys want, I'll actually
There's
pull some out.
definitely ghosts here.
Oh shit! Yeah, show us, please. All right, now everybody look at his house and judge him while he's
Why the
not
fuck
there.
would you tell people to do that?
Okay, well, while
Jesus
he's doing that,
Yeah,
we
I
did
see
have
My
a-
house
I see
alone
a
is
white cinder
judgment.
block
Oh,
wall.
yeah, it
I
is.
see some posters. Oh, I'm looking at DJ's.
Boom.
Oh,
This guy right
fuck
here
you.
is. This is the spirit box. This is the one that skips through radio channels and it goes forward or backwards. It has a bunch of different settings on it. You can use any of these settings to kind of change the pace, how fast it goes, all that kind of stuff. So if you feel like the spirits are talking a lot, you could do it faster through the channels to see if you can pick up more of their voices, or slower if they don't have as much energy to kind of see if you can pick up those one or two things they're saying.
So
but yeah, there's a lot of
basically, like, because spirits are maybe communicating on different levels in a way,
yeah,
or maybe different frequencies.
yeah.
Radio.
And a lot of people I think it started from the fact of like people like having their radios on and they were hearing weird like voice sounds through them. So eventually it came to the point of, hey, let's create something that'll skip their channels and see if we can just pick up their voices in between that.
What if we're just hearing aliens?
That would be cool too.
We've already discussed this topic.
What, the aliens? Well, kinda, yeah. But now we have a new theory. Look, we got a new theory here. What if we're just picking up alien waves and they're speaking English? Because that
You
makes
know,
sense.
All I can think of with this is the fact that, like, I remember back when dial-up was a motherfucking thing, right? And so, like, picking up the phone, there was a couple of times where I'd pick up my phone and get like the neighbor's phone call, and like that was weird. Radio signals are wild, man. Like, signals are crazy, and they're very specific. And I don't think we have. I don't know. Maybe we don't have the ability to find all of them. I would be interested to see how many more. I know that we have. God, what the fuck is it? LIGO? Is that
LiDAR?
That's over here, right?
Or
No,
LiGO?
not LiDAR. It's one of the areas that's out here that measured. What the fuck? Dragonfly just assaulted my window. I don't have ADD.
It was a
There's no
ghost.
way.
It was a ghost. They were controlling the
A
dragonfly.
ghost of a dragonfly came to say hello. No, like we have. I think there's one here. There's one like in another country, but there's a few of them. There's only
Wait,
like
are you
3
talking
or
about
so.
where it essentially has like
It's measuring shit in space and.
Oh,
yeah,
the
it-
observatory?
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yes, but
It
no.
is.
Yeah,
no,
that's
you're
at
talking
Hanford.
about
yeah.
where it's literally like it's what like a
There's
laser.
I believe
yeah.
it's like.
There's
God damn it.
one in
I have a computer.
there's one
I
in
will do-
Hanford,
look it
and
up.
I think
My
there's
due
one in
diligence.
there's one in like Louisiana, I believe. But yeah, they're called observatories. The O in that is an observatory.
Yes.
But it's what they use to measure the gravitational waves.
Yeah.
like,
so, like
A few years
I'm
ago.
just thinking like.
What if we get
we're
like
still
mini versions of that? You know, like so you could measure like
Yeah,
gravitational
from your
waves around
pocket.
you.
Let's just shove a several kilometer long observatory into somebody's pocket.
Yeah. Honestly, I.
Do it.
Why not?
If you can do it, Preston, I think
Yeah.
you got a moneymaker right there.
But I am
would,
curious to
I
know,
would assume
like,
so.
if we can make more. I mean, obviously, we're still exploring our universe and world, and there's so many more things that we have to like figure out, and that we don't even know. Right? We don't know what we don't know. And I've always been like curious of spirits and ghosts. I don't know if I believe. I want to, but I also at the same time like, I mean, dude, I can explain most of this shit because I am attention deficit disorder guy. You know, like the idea of like, oh shit, I may have seen something out of the corner of my eye in the darkness, but I'm pretty sure that was just a squirrel flying away, which has happened more than once, you know.
Fair.
But I've always wanted to see it, right? I've always wanted to go out and like go do it. So I've gone out in the dark. I've gone done shit in like the forests and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've never really had those experiences. And then I remember
Same.
talking to a couple of friends of mine. They were like, "Oh, we did like a séance over here." And I was like, cool. How about I go out there and like greet them? They're like, no, don't do it. You'll antagonize the spirits. I'm like, bring it on, motherfucker. Let's go. I'm gonna die from supernatural
Mac just
bullshit.
is antagonizing.
But I'm like, I don't know. Have you ever had that experience though, Mike? If you've ever had like, have you ever tried to antagonize, or have you ever had like somebody around you antagonize spirits and then get absolutely like either dogged on immediately or like shit thrown at it? I mean, obviously you said that you had never had like poltergeist stuff. But have you ever seen anything like that?
Did Jesse do that? Did Jesse antagonize the ghost? Because he antagonizes everybody at work.
So we actually went to Coffin Road because there's a theory where if you drive down during like after midnight, there's supposed to be a shadow man on the side of the road that'll flag you down, and he's supposed to be like, hey, you know, come over here. You go pull over, and then he tries breaking into your car, and then he'll chase you down until he disappears.
I
That's
mean,
just the
I mean,
theory,
I
though,
get
right?
that, but just in downtown.
Yeah, that's just Spokane.
Exactly. But that's the thing. So
Oh
like,
man, it's just some random dude. He's like, give me your money. Hold on a second. What are you gonna do with it? You're a shadow. He's like, nah, I'm a real person. Ta-da. Got you.
Now give me your wallet.
the thing with it was is that we went back to this little location that we were trying to like really like pull out some stuff and like see if we can get anything. And me and Jesse are just like yelling, you know, Shadow Man out to see if we can get anything, calling him a bitch, and you know, nothing happened.
Like
Nothing-
literally, like trying to insult a ghost.
You're a
Oh.
bitch.
But then we started doing this thing called the Estes method, where
Mhm.
with this guy, you put on headphones, and the theory is supposed to be like, you guys will ask questions. I can't see or hear you because I have headphones and a blindfold on. But this will be skipping through channels. You'll ask questions and I'll answer them. Well, when I first sat down, I put the cat balls and a couple flashlights out. And it was so funny because the ghost even thought it was a seance because they literally were like, we want that hat guy. Immediately said that, and I was the only one wearing a hat. So it seemed a little odd to me. And then my sister heard a full-on like movement in the bush. We're like, hey, probably a coyote. But we checked it out, and there was no more running. It didn't go out. It just
We
stopped.
went over there and we didn't get bit. It was surprising.
It's just a snake with a fucking balaclava on its head going like, hey, give me your car, dude. Oh,
No,
fucking
that's
hell.
an interesting method. That I think I've heard of it in like one of the. I've watched some of those shows and
Yeah.
stuff where people hunt and stuff, and I always find them interesting. At the very least, like they go to some really creepy and crazy places, like
Yes.
the fucking where they go to those abandoned bunkers that just
Oh,
go on
yeah.
forever.
Those
Or
are
even the
just
Paris
cool.
catacombs. Those
is
are
cool.
crazy.
Yeah.
N-
Oh
um,
God.
I also actually have a question about the equipment because I know for me one of the red flags that goes off whenever I watch anything is whenever they start using like a Ouija board or a dowsing rod. And then I'm like, okay.
Dude, dazzle rods work.
Water,
No, I'm
right?
serious for locating telecommunication lines.
Yeah.
That's
Make
a
my eye
throwback.
twitch.
witching sticks or whatever the hell. they're
Witching
called.
sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never actually personally used those, but I don't believe any one of them that I've seen personally until I physically have it happen to myself.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, I see a lot of people. I mean, you could be twirling just enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lot of-
Oh,
tells.
is there any other equipment that's like commonly used that you stay away from for one reason or another or
So Ouija boards, I use them a little bit, but I don't 100% believe in them.
Mm.
I like to try them with other stuff to see if I can get that to be any more provable. But as far as I've done so far, it doesn't seem really
Doesn't really
reliable
work.
because
Hasn't
it
really
feels like
worked
I'm just
for you.
moving. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? it feels like there's no force behind it. Like if I saw that thing go flying off the board, then I'd be like, oh shit, yeah, that's real.
Game time.
Doing a Ouija board with me, all I do is just constantly put it to the word B and then O and then like circle around O again, then go back to B and then like, I don't understand. These ghosts keep saying boob.
Forgot the S.
The ghost hunter
Yeah,
equivalent.
no, they
of-
don't use S's. They
No,
only
it's
want
singular
one. They just want one, dude.
It's the ghost hunter equivalent of boobies on a calculator.
Yes.
I 100% believe if I ever go out there for ghosty shit, it's just gonna be like, why do they keep saying send nudes? I don't know, man. That's crazy. Okay, actually, that leads me to a weird question, and bear with me here. Now that you obviously believe in spirits, right? Like, and you 100% have had these experiences. Does that make taking a shit so much weirder or not?
If I'm thinking about it a little bit, yes.
You're like, well, welcome to my TED Talk for this moment.
This dead guy Peter over here is probably watching me take a shit, but you know,
Right? That guy's just like, I'm gonna fuck with your garage, bro. That's something that I've
man,
always
you-
thought of,
I
dude. Like,
just-
it's just like, if I believe that spirits are real, everything that I've done in the bathroom, they've been watching.
Everything that
do
you've
you
done,
really have
period.
privacy?
Right? Unless I put up like my super candle crystal room, and they can't get into that area.
Or he
Actually,
puts
fucking real shit. Do you? How much do you believe in crystal shit?
Um,
Yay or
There's a-
nay?
it's a 50-50. I've seen people who have used them, and it seems to ward off stuff. Like, so
but like
there's,
you said, unless it's happened to you, it's kind of
Yes.
hard to believe.
and that's where I'm at the 50-50 because I've seen it where people have believed in that, and I've had personal friends have told me stories about it, but I haven't experienced that myself yet. So I've actually had one of my buddies who's actually one of my shadow sweepers, because I have a whole crew of shadow sweepers. She was telling me that she has a crystals that she uses. There's like a before and after method of everything, like saging and different types of herbs that you can use and stuff like that. But I want to experience that more to see if I believe in it.
I guess that's fair. You gotta try it more to understand, and maybe
Yeah.
I could see
But
that.
salt circles, I believe 100% work until they
All
All
screw me
right.
up.
I was actually about to ask. I was about to ask, like, what things do you think can protect you against
So
spirits?
it was kind of weird. So I was on the coast over in Long Beach. You guys know where Astoria is?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was right above that in Long Beach. So I was up there right down by the beach doing spirit boards. And I was like, well, I'll just put a circle of salt just to be safe, see what happens. And as I went back to go get my other equipment, I came back and there was a footprint wiping away some. And so I don't know if like maybe there's more you have to add to that to be a protection, because it had wiped it away. I put more salt and it didn't seem to happen again. Nothing physically grabbed me, but it was playing a lot with my flashlight right outside of it. It was turning it on and off the entire time.
What if you are what gives the salt power, essentially? Like, your energy is what helps the salt create the barrier. Is you
And
weren't
because I
inside of
stepped
it.
out of that ring is when it put the step in it. So I think maybe that's like, my energy. I left.
Michael was just drunk, and he just like stepped on it on the way out. And I'm kidding.
I was drunk on spirits, dude.
Trust me, I made sure to get it on video that I did.
Okay, good.
Okay,
But-
I'm kind of
Yeah,
curious.
go
I want to throw this out there, and I wonder how you feel about it. What do you think on mind over matter and the idea that you give,
Yes.
you give power to things that you believe in?
100%, because I myself believe so strongly that I feel like, because a lot of people I know don't have the experiences I do,
Right.
but like we're all saying, like, the less you believe, I see people who like don't believe at all, and they're like, well, I've never had experiences. But I've had a lot of experiences because I feel like that energy, can create a sort of energy that will maybe pull in other spirits
Right.
or whatever it is building that energy. I just know it causes stuff to happen around me. And it
Right.
happens a lot because of that. So, I mean, that's just me. But
And I am curious, how much do you think of, and this is going to be that devil's advocate on the other side.
yeah.
How much do you think about how much you believe in this? That it is you going to that conclusion, right? Like if you were to not necessarily believe in it, but if you do kind of believe in it, but the reason why you believe in it so hard, you're finding reasons as it is ghost versus something explainable like scientifically or whatever.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to really explain that to a lot of people until like
Right.
you really show them that,
Right.
because the evidence has to be there, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
for me, what was that?
I guess I'll preface it a little bit differently because you're saying it's kind of hard to explain, but you've had stuff happen to you.
Yeah.
So like, if for you, like, is the stuff that's happened to you, that's like your proof?
Yes. For me,
Yeah.
it is, and that's why I like to get this stuff on video. So like, if I'm messing around with, I have a phone app that's called the Spirit Music Box, and I'll set it right behind me in this room, and I've had to go off times where I've asked questions, but I have to be facing away from it. I don't know if the ghosts are shy or whatever, but I mean, I'll turn away.
They're
and I'll-
naked, so they
Yeah.
don't want to walk.
It's like a
into
shy
your room.
bladder, but for ghosts.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
The idea that ghosts are all naked, they're like, don't look at me, dude.
Stop! Stop!
Can't take your
It's
clothes
like-
with you into the afterlife.
It's like spiders, right? When have you ever taken a picture of a spider and like the IR flash and everything like that actually fucks with their eyes and they gotta go like they do their thing? Maybe that's what it is. Your eyeballs have special laser beams and you're zapping the shit out of them.
So I'm
And
Cyclops.
maybe that's why they like the dark so much.
Hey, never know.
Because a lot of people, they've always said they get experience. Obviously, the witching hour, 3 a.m., it's the darkest point of the night. I mean, that's
Mhm.
probably when, that's why it happens. Because they're like, oh, the light's out. I'm blinding. Like,
Right.
I'm going to bed.
Right on. That's fucking crazy. But that's, I mean, to show proof. That's what you do on your
Yeah.
channel. You're putting it out there
Yeah.
and doing the work,
Yeah.
man.
Yes.
Shagging the shadows, trying to prove
Yes.
ghosts are real unequivocally.
And that's
Right.
why I do the live videos
up,
that
man.
I do.
Did you just have a fucking stroke?
Yeah, always. I forget words. That's why Jesse had to freaking think of the word for me in the chat. He's like, the word you're looking for is malevolent. So-
Hey, thanks everyone watching, giving DJ real words to
Yeah,
use as
it's-
opposed to just abba-gabba-dabba.
yeah, please. Like, yeah,
It's
I have
fine.
many strokes apparently, and I need some help with the words.
You're getting the
Dude, you should go-
concept
you
of the
should
word
see
out
a
there.
doctor.
Yeah,
You should
no,
see a
I'm,
doctor.
I'm joking.
But yeah,
Shut
that's-
up. So real quick, not real quick, but let's transition. I really want to hear the literature and just give you
Yeah.
a little background, everybody who's watching, and Michael. Every episode, Preston, our resident historian, brings literature to spread some light to what was happened throughout history. And well, yeah, I mean, shut up.
Just
You're
being a
messing
dick.
with me now.
Sorry, continue.
And it definitely brings some perspective because, like, our past is part of how we learn. And he always brings at least something interesting to the table. And he's been waiting, just foaming at the mouth over here.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting to talk about this literature.
Called rabies, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, one of my favorite subjects around paranormal investigation is early paranormal investigations, like 19th century, kind of at the dawn of when it started becoming mainstream. So one of my favorite books on it is called Certain Nocturnal Disturbances, Ghost Hunting Before the Victorians. It's a really good read, really long, so I'm not gonna go over all of it, but Reader's Digest, it basically the whole thing, yeah. Actually, then there's a podcast that you can listen to that's about 40 minutes long that kind of goes over the details of it. But it's basically just every time a new technology popped up, that technology would get applied to ghost hunting. So some of the earliest ones are at the dawn of like the telegraph. So when all of a sudden people could get instantaneous messages across vast distances, that was already a crazy concept. So it wasn't that far of a leap to say, well, could we talk to the dead with this? So then there was all kinds of very public experiments using Morse code and telegraphs that were not connected to anything else and see if messages would come across them.
Because I imagine that people have had an obsession with the afterlife for a very long time. Questions about
the first
that.
dude died, probably.
Yeah,
honestly.
I was going to say, since the dawn of humanity, we've been trying to grapple with what is on the other side of our own lives.
Mhm.
So it's a concept that religion has tried to tackle. It's a concept that spiritualism has tried to tackle.
And now Shaggy in the Shadows.
And now Shaggy in the Shadows is tackling.
Yeah, dude, just put your ghost hunting gloves on and then tackle a ghost and be like, listen here, motherfucker. Tell me all you know.
Before they tackle me. I mean,
Oh no, how the tables have turned.
Could you imagine
Revenge!
that? Like fucking just like having okay, real shit. Back to items and stuff. Like
Let me just completely derail Preston, and then we get on the side
100%. So Supernatural, they talk about like iron and how that works on ghosts and stuff. Thoughts?
iron. You talking like supernatural show iron?
Oh
like,
fuck
yeah,
yeah, dude! Like fucking
iron
fire
bullets.
pokers. They're like,
See, I mean, from watching the show, I mean, that would be really cool if it did. I mean, if
Right?
I had a demon coming at me and I could throw some iron at it and take that
What-
away,
What do
Hell
you carry
yeah.
around to protect yourself then?
I would come out just like them and start fighting demons. Like, if that was the case.
But you go and look for ghosts. What do you bring to protect yourself?
Salt,
Karate.
man. Salt's my biggest thing.
Just salt, brother.
salt and karate.
So okay, Preston, please go on about the telegraph.
Well, actually, if we want to talk about iron, that wasn't something that Supernatural made up. That's something that's used.
oh,
yeah.
That's
oh,
a very
haven't
no,
got there yet.
yeah.
real
It's
shit,
it's
it
a
goes back.
traditional that's a traditional defense mechanism from like pagan
Brothers
cultures in
Grimm.
Europe, across
Okay.
Europe, like Gaelic folklore, Eastern Europe, Polish folklore, things like that. Wrought iron or cold iron is used against like fairies and goblins and vampires, stuff like that.
Silver.
Yeah,
Geralt of
that's
Rivia
a-
says
that's a
silver
very-
for
Yeah,
monsters.
Silver's good against Wolverines.
Dude. I mean, to be fair, Wolverines are real things. They're animals, and they are weak
I'll
to
keep-
being stabbed.
I'll keep that in mind if I ever
Stab,
run into Hugh
shot.
Jackman at a Comic-Con.
Right? Don't stab Hugh
It's
Jackman. What
also
the
a-
fuck?
It's also effective against humans.
Listen, Hugh Jackman is a treasure, and we love him. All right. That's another thing too. Speaking of coal iron, put me right in the idea. How often do you get into these supernatural areas, and like most folklore and most media portrays it, a difference in temperature?
So, I've had it a lot where, like, okay, so my biggest one, we went to St. Ignatius Hospital in Colfax. Well, there were certain rooms where you could just feel the temperature drop.
Mhm.
And there was one room in specific that we went into. It was on the 3rd floor, where we all went in there. Our EMFs were spiking, and I just felt this giant, heavy feeling and cold draft throughout that entire room that I didn't feel throughout any other part of the building. Where I was like, well, this seems really odd because why is the rest of the warm? Hot as hell, actually. Like, and so it was just so weird to me to feel that actual feeling because that was the strongest one I've felt so far. And so I feel like that definitely has a lot to do with it. Like, maybe the ghost
Sounds
plane
like
is a lot colder than ours.
yeah, or like maybe it was a concentration of spirits. Maybe
Yeah.
like,
Well-
maybe a lot of things were done in that specific room.
Well,
Yeah.
you briefly touched on the idea that ghosts potentially have like their portal to their realm, if that's a thing.
Yeah.
If that's true, there would be, I would assume, as a man who's done a lot of science in his life, mostly high school level because big deal. But like you would assume that there would be some kind of what is the word I'm looking for? Like bleed, right? Something
Yeah.
coming through it. It's man, all the words have just lost me, and I love that there's a potential that there could be a good conversation here, but I'm done derped.
Yeah, you and
He
DJ
farted
are
from
having
the
a joint
brain.
stroke.
We're connected.
We're connected, bro. Spirits. But like there would be some bleed over, right? If there is an open doorway where something can get through and have a holiday in the land of the living, you'd assume that it would have some kind of bleed or some kind of opening. And I am curious to know, like, have you had any instance? Obviously, you had an instance where it was colder. Have you ever had instances where you had a lot of like spiked activity and it was hot as shit?
A little bit. So it was kind of weird when we first, because obviously the nun room in that building, top floor. So
Okay.
when we got in there, it was hot as shit. But I was like, well, that's expected. All the heat rising. But
And nuns.
it got to a point where in the basement, I actually had a hot spike in one of the rooms when we first showed up there.
Interesting.
And I had thought about it later, and I'm like, why is it hot down here? And the rest of the basement was cold.
Right.
And that was where our EMFs were spiking. We had a bunch of things going off on my spirit talker. It was just going off non-stop. And then it was like, okay, well, this is strange. It's hot in here. Why? You know, and why is this all happening? But
Yeah.
yeah.
From a standpoint of persons who have built buildings before, yeah, heat rises, and especially if it's, you said basement, right?
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of would be like generator room where there's potentially a large amount of electricity or some kind of heater of some sort that's still operational.
Right.
That or hell, who knows?
Is it heaters
It's
or
one or the
hell?
other.
I mean, to be fair, you guys know what you do at work, and I've worked out in that area as well. It gets fucking hot out there sometimes, and it's stupid. But yeah, no, that's an interesting concept that the temperature could be explored, and that it is a weird phenomena where you have some instances where it's cold, some instances where it's hot. For those out there who might be religious, I am kind of curious to think what would constitute a demon zone versus a ghost zone versus some kind of heavenly host zone. Like, if is heavenly host zone, like you walk in there, you immediately are like, shit, Bahamas. And ghost zone, like most literature or some kinds of religions would say, would be more of a limbo, which would be more of a frozen area or some sort of plane of existence that is colder, and hell obviously being hot as balls. I'm curious to
balls.
see cat balls specifically. We're gonna come back to cat balls every time we can.
I'm never gonna
Gonna call it
forget.
hot as
I'm
cat
never
balls.
gonna get over that,
I'm
dude.
gonna go back and rename
Never
the
gonna
stream
get
Cat
over it.
Balls.
No.
I'm just gonna buy some and be like,
Do I
just
need
leave
to show
on
them off
something.
real quick?
Fuck yes, you do. I
Yeah,
need to see what cat ball.
100%. I gotta at least know what they look like. Just
Children
pulls
under the
out.
age of 18, please avoid your eyes right now. We're about to show
That's
cat
not,
balls
that's not what
live.
this is.
Live, baby. Let's go. It's immediately gets shut down by YouTube. They're like, what the fuck is happening?
Not allowed.
Not allowed. YouTube overlords, remember, or Twitch or wherever this is streaming,
Both.
cat balls are apparently lights.
For ghosts.
You click them,
Hey!
turn
Oh
on.
my god, it's Disco Rave Town. Hell yes.
That's
I
why
wonder
it's
how
fun.
often
It's fun.
Have you had
Right?
those like turn on by themselves, turn off?
So, in St. Ignatius, when we were in the doll room, one of the
That's
most
not a place you
haunted
should ever
rooms
have.
in that building.
Got it.
it.
Children.
No. Doll room's wrong.
We set him up all around this doll box where the lady who owned the place was like, this box has a doll in it that is absolutely haunted. She said she's had it moved to the hallway, and she showed back up to the building and was like, why is that in the hallway? She thought somebody from one of their tours had moved it. But she's like, I haven't had anyone here in 4 days, and it was set up in the room. The cameras caught it being slid across the floor into the hallway.
Dang.
But when I went in there, I had set up the cat balls all around it, done the Estes method, and I felt the tug on my headphones, and I thought it was Jesse. When Jesse pulled me out of the Estes method, all the cat balls lit up at the same time. And nobody was over there that moment. But right before that, somebody had been walking all around it. So obviously, motion, right? It takes a little bit to actually set these off. Like there's
That one's dead.
sometimes they probably are, and that's the thing. So the footsteps should have rattled it enough to set it off, but it didn't. And then she walked away, and then they went off after everybody was away from, which is super crazy to me.
And the ghost was like, poke.
Yeah.
There's a button.
Nah, dude, they were walking around in circles like, what are these?
It
things,
only
dude?
works
Are
on
these disco rave balls.
It only
And then-
works on the spirits of actual cats.
And there's so few of them because, 9 lives, bro.
Yeah.
Well, you'd think there's so few of them.
Well,
However, there are a million cats.
No, each of those lives has a soul, so each cat dissipates 9 spirits.
The thing is,
Like what you were saying,
I have
Tony.
a theory in my house because we do have the Rain Man old favorite cat.
Mhm.
So maybe, just maybe, I can get my cat to do this.
I like it. I like it.
Start a summoning circle. I'll get it going for you guys.
So,
Next
I-
video.
Hell yeah,
mean,
dude.
I interrupted Preston. I really want to hear the literature. I really want to hear this literature.
It's fine. I'm gonna start a running counter on all of the episodes of when
How
I get
often?
derailed.
Yes, Preston. I promise you. I will fuck your shit up every time.
Yeah, you will.
It's not
your
on purpose.
job.
It just
It's like
happens.
essentially your job here.
Yeah,
It's just fuck shit up.
I'm just really bad at letting people continue their sentences. Apparently, I apologize to everyone that has to listen to my.
Oh my god, I
stupid ass.
half expected Rochelle to be like, yeah.
Be on my team. Oh man, you have more literature. Is that what you said?
No, I do, yes.
All right, you
But-
better go quick.
Okay, I'll skip to my favorite parts about it because my favorite people to read about with this kind of stuff is Harry Price and Harry Houdini because they were people that like I feel like I connect to in that they're like, okay, 90% of this is bullshit. I'm not saying it doesn't exist because it likely does. But most of the
He just
people
called
that
you
are
out,
doing
Michael.
this, no, most of the people that are doing this are just exploiting like people for money. And
I could agree with that.
that was at a time
Yeah.
when mediums were a dime a dozen. Like there was
It's
mediums.
Cleo.
Yep, they were all over the place. Some of them were known celebrities, like worldwide celebrities, and they charged a lot of money to
Lie.
profit off of people's grief.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
both Harry Price and Harry Houdini, like having had people very close to them die, it was something where they were like, I want this to be real, but I know your tricks, and I'm going to expose you to the world. So the stories of them...
They're like, I'm better than you.
yeah. And especially...
I know what you're
this
doing.
field.
like Harry Price, before he started doing that, was and continued to be a very well-researched, like, psychic researcher and author and parapsychologist. So he was already very well known amongst paranormal researchers. And then he started going on tours exposing the frauds in the industry, and he got he got ostracized from all of the clubs and research halls and everything that he was once a part of to do that. But he continued to do his research as well, and he continued to say, like, this is, I'm not saying any of this is not real, because I honestly do believe it is. I'm just showing you how to spot the fakes. So people like that are my favorite to read about.
That's what you gotta be, Michael. Not the fakes.
Oh, I thought you were saying become one of them.
No!
I was like, wait a second, hold on.
All right, Michael, it's time to
No,
start
you're shaggy,
chilling out.
shaggy.
I'm a medium guy.
Like that. That's fucked up.
I'm reading something in your past. You had someone close to you die at some point. You knew
No
somebody.
way.
You knew somebody that died, and you liked them. Ooh,
Crazy.
My mother just died. They were close to me.
that's
No.
crazy.
Now give me $200.
Oh.
Oh, that'll be our hour of time.
It's been
okay.
5 seconds.
But I have questions.
What else you got, Preston? What else you got?
Let's see. Another one I have is brief history on Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Who the hell is that?
Do you actually not know who they are, or
I don't know who that
okay?
is.
So the Warren.
Do I not know who that? Well, Preston, some of us don't read as much as you do.
Well,
right?
but
We
how
live in
many
a
of you
rock.
have seen The Conjuring?
Yep.
Yes.
They
Okay.
their lives inspired
Yeah.
dozens of movies, like The Conjuring, the Amityville Horror House, Annabelle. All of those are based on Ed and Lorraine Warren's experiences.
Jesus. Okay.
And they even
so
just came out
how?
with The Conjuring too.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they and they were called in for as expert witnesses in trials, and they created a museum that actually still exists, where they house the Annabelle doll, or housed.
Wait, what?
So
What,
it's
did it walk off?
It escaped.
it's in a museum. Like right now, actually, Matt Rife just bought it.
Yes,
The
yeah,
whole museum.
the
What?
comedian, yeah.
Fuck? Why?
He's
Because I'm
also
obsessed with ghosts.
he's also really into paranormal investigations and cryptid hunting and things. So
Hell yeah.
I didn't know
wasn't
that.
completely
well,
out of
I
left
mean, I
field.
knew that about Matt Rife, but I didn't know he bought a fucking.
yeah, I
museum.
think that was recently. That was like what, 2 weeks ago. Through
Yeah, it was
Oh shit!
literally really soon.
But even though the movies about Ed and Lorraine Warren are, of course, like dramatized, there are some things about the real stories of those, especially the Amityville house, that they left out of the movies because they were like, this is gonna kill the vibe.
Too scary.
Yeah.
Too scary. Whatever.
Like what?
Dude.
Let's just say it. Let's ruin the vibe.
Let's ruin the vibe. I did not pull up.
I'm gonna put
Notes
cold
on the
iron on
Amityville
my
Horror
Okay,
House.
if you don't have it, I'm sorry.
And
I'm
my
sorry. I thought
elbows.
it was just right there in front of you.
No.
and cold iron steel toe boots. I'm gonna fight ghosts, dude, 100%. But starting with all the dolls, because dolls can be fucking creepy.
Yeah.
ooh,
Those lifeless eyes.
I do have. What do you guys think? These are belief polls on
Yeah,
how
oh
many
yeah,
people
hell
you
yeah,
think
let's go.
believe. So what percentage of Americans do you think believe in the existence of ghosts?
67%.
38.
2.5.
He's like, I've looked it up.
2.5%.
Michael looked so confident when he said it.
Oh well,
It's
okay.
like,
So this
I
was
have the exact number.
this was from an AP poll from 2008, so it's older information. But at that time, it was 34%. So you were really,
Ooh.
really close.
Dude, I was so close too.
I
Very.
totally bullshit guessed it too.
And although an interesting thing, because I thought this would have been the opposite, they did find that as people get older, they actually tend to believe in ghosts less as they get older.
Huh.
Yeah,
I thought
there
that would be
was
different,
there
too.
was I thought it would be the opposite because a lot of my ghost stories that I grew up with was mostly my grandpa telling me that oh yeah, I see my dad walking around all the time. Didn't your dad die 50
Curious
years
about
ago?
that.
Yeah, he did.
So the
You
idea,
should have
like,
checked on your grandpa, in
Yeah.
the hospital, maybe.
so I'm kind of curious about that because if you think about it, as children, we are willing and unknowing to belief in a lot of things, right? Like we're told that spoiler alert, everyone watching, Santa Claus, fucking
It's real.
Easter Bunny,
Shut
these
up.
fucking things. And so we have a higher belief in it, and with our imaginations being as young as we are, we usually find that belief stronger. And I think that as we get older, with less and less proof and more scientific backing of nah, this is all bullshit, I imagine that would make most sense that as we get older, we find more skepticism and criticism in a lot of things like supernatural and so on. They're like, nah, dog, that's just a fucking bug that
No.
flew the camera.
I think
I can
if
even
you
say
think
for
about it-
myself, I
Mhm.
feel like from the time that I was a kid experiencing, because I've seen a shadow figure in my closet in high school, like a full-on figure, and to find out later that that was my grandfather because I saw his face and everything, and my mom showed me a photo of him later on, and it was
Wild.
exactly him. But looking back on it now, I'm like, well, I don't have that same kind of proof I used to have in my head,
Right.
at least. And
Did
so,
you say your grandfather was a dick?
yes,
So he was playing a prank on you when you were in high school?
probably.
Surprise, motherfucker! Come out of this one.
But go on. Sorry.
But I feel like now it's like I have to really dig to get that information out, or for myself at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I still believe 100%, but I still want something to have that backed up in my head to make me
I
still.
wonder
feel
if what Max was saying is true on both sides. Either
Yeah.
when you start believing, or you hit a crossroads and you start going one way or another, basically. That's one of those cat ghosts he just let into his room.
Yeah.
But
One of those cat ghosts. Cat ball.
but
Oh.
yeah, I can see that, and you get more set in what your belief with, because you're actively looking for it, and I think a lot of people try to avoid it.
Exactly. I've talked to a
So-
lot of people myself that are like, I'm too scared to do what you do, but they're also like, I don't know how much I believe either. And
I
What
think
makes you-
all three of us would be 100% down to go with you, though.
heck yeah.
Oh,
I'm down
absolutely,
anyway.
100%. I'm gonna die
right.
that night. but
I will annotate that though with you do have to be careful about going into something with a pre-existing belief already.
Yes.
Because then you end up with belief biases where you twist what's happening to fit your belief rather than changing
Yeah.
your belief based on.
And then we all become
Yeah.
believers because Max dies to a demon that night.
Well,
Yeah,
you say I
that's-
die to the demon. Let's be honest. I will wrestle that sumbitch for at least an hour.
No, okay, so he dies.
I'll gas
to the
out
demon,
like halfway through, but he's still
goes to
fighting,
hell,
you know?
kills the demon in hell, and comes back.
On,
I
but
come
on,
back wearing green armor, a green
On-
helmet. I'm fucking 7'2", and I have a super shotgun.
on but on,
Why'd you grow in height?
on,
Doom Slayer.
on our end, it's just gonna look like that episode of SpongeBob where Patrick is beating up himself.
Yes.
You guys are just watching me kick my own ass. In my mind, I'm like going fucking toe to toe with Satan alone. Like, ah!
That would be awesome.
Hey, you know, I've gone out and done a lot of those, like, not a lot. I've done a couple where we did like the haunted shit and we went outside
Yeah.
and did all that. And granted, the times that I did that, like one guy in particular that I was with, he was he was an army, like I think he was a marks. I can't remember what he did, but he was someone who had seen active duty, and he was like, as soon as they start speaking in fucking Middle Eastern like dialects, I'm fucking out. We never ran into that. We never ran into that, but that's still
That would be
that's a
oddly
fun
specific.
concept, you know. Well, I
That
mean,
is.
like, man has probably killed a man or two. But yeah, no, I think I am kind of curious how that plays into people's, I guess I wouldn't say grasp, but more tie to the unknown or the supernatural. When you have breached a level of like, hey, I went to active duty in war, I killed people before. How close are you to that fucking fabric between
Yeah, and I
realms at
think
that point?
like what you're saying right there is kind of what Michael brought up earlier. Like he got brought back.
Yeah.
So does that make him closer? Is that why he can see it more? And is it just a large
Yeah.
chunk of the population can't?
Yeah.
Yo,
You know what I mean? Like
And
that
that's
just
where we
can't
have to prove
do
it to them from our
Right.
perspective to find ways to be able to help them connect with everybody else as well.
right.
Mm.
There was a movie or a show or something like that where they would kill themselves and then resuscitate.
Oh,
Have you guys ever seen that one? Like they're like, "Oh, go see
was a-
the other
it was
side"
a
or some shit.
horror, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, Supernatural did that.
And anybody in the chat know?
They
I
also
mean, I know we only
sacrifice
have-
themselves all the time. Sam, I gotta save you.
They've
or
been
I'm
to hell
killing
10 times and
myself.
back. They're fine.
Dean dies. Sam
They were
comes back.
They were commuting
"Dean,
at
I'm
that
gonna
point.
kill myself.
They were
I'm gonna,
commuting.
I'm gonna bring you back to life. Oh man, the amount of times that they like trade places in terms of life and death is just insane with that show. It's like, all right, after the third time, it's gotten a little overdone. But yeah, I am curious to know how many people out there. I mean, if any of you out there that are watching later on down the road or currently,
Or right now, yeah.
I
I mean, I know there's a
have you-
couple of horror nuts that are in
right?
the chat right now. So if you know what we're talking about,
Yeah, like
you
have
know.
you ever had these experiences? Have you ever had that moment where you have, maybe you did touch the other side of the veil? Share your experiences. I'm curious to see what those look like.
yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
like Michael said, he came into this world not working good.
And maybe Michael hears some of your stories and want to find out more about where you experienced that.
Yeah.
Go check them out.
Yeah.
Because I know
100%.
you're
That'd be a
always
good
looking
location
for
for me to go investigate.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're always looking for new locations, and we want to see more of what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
I've watched a few of your videos myself.
Maybe one of these days we're on his videos and it's just me being a jackass.
Yeah, and then he dies during.
And
the
then I
video.
die. Here's the thing, Michael, if I die in one of your videos, you need to post it. The world
You
needs
just
to know.
blur it out.
100% get
It's
banned on
okay.
YouTube, but it'll be worth
Fuck
it.
it. As long as
And
that,
then-
just claim no copyright shit. No, like I don't need monetization, but this needs to be seen. He specifically asked for it to happen.
Oh,
And then we're gonna
and-
have a ghost in our podcast.
and then
Yeah, right. I'll just show up. It's just like an empty room with my microphone, just
Eh.
cat balls.
And you just like behind you on that desk, there's just cat balls.
It's,
Like,
it's just a bunch of raving things flying in the room. Whee! Oh man, I'd be a menace to society if I was a ghost, dude.
what were you
Oh.
saying, Preston?
Oh, I was saying, and then if you die, we get to make one of those YouTube So this is what happened videos where we're both solemnly sitting in front of a blank
Oh.
wall.
God. It's me slapping the shit out of you guys afterwards. Oh, hey, that's another thing specifically that I was gonna ask earlier. Have you ever like felt touch or physically had touch beyond just like someone touching your shoulder and that idea? Like that you've actually actively gone out and had that experience.
Like,
Um,
has a ghost grabbed your butt?
No,
What?
not yet. It's a possibility. Still
All right,
up in
man.
the air on
Pervert
that
still-
one.
Just
far.
wait till I die in your next
Well-
video and I'll come back and do it.
But I have felt touched in so in St. Ignatius when
Mhm.
in that active room, the cold spots.
Right.
I 100% felt someone like it felt like they grabbed my arm to try to like I don't know if it was their way of like helping communicate better through what the Estes method I was doing,
Right.
but they like grabbed and just held there for a good like 10.
Do you
And
think
then-
that's because like I actually was curious about this earlier when you were talking about that method. Do you think your senses become more like heightened, all the other senses,
So
when you block some of your senses?
the other reason that the method was created was because you go into kind of like almost like a sleep paralysis where you're in between awake and asleep, so you're closing your eyes, your state, and it makes you more vulnerable to that sensitivity. I feel like things definitely can communicate better because of that, and it's like a higher energy is being like transceived and received through that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Interesting.
I could see that. Looks like we're coming up on time. I just have one more question. Who's your Scooby-Doo?
Who's Scooby Doo?
Who's your Scooby-Doo?
Like
You're
sweet
Shaggy in the dark. You know,
Ruh-roh,
is it
Shaggy.
Jesse? Is Jesse
It
Scooby-Doo?
kind of seems like Jesse at this point because he's the
Oh
one
my
that goes
God.
with me the most, and he is the shadow sweeper. Definitely.
Oh my
after
god,
videos.
yes. I'm gonna call Jesse.
I gotta
Scooby-Doo.
know
You
because
got it.
it's come up a couple of times. What is a shadow sweeper?
It was actually a name. One of them came up. They were just randomly coming up with. I'm Shaggy in the shadow. Well, what are the shadow sweepers? Because sweeping through channels, like the spirit box is, it sweeps
Okay,
through channels.
okay.
So
And
it
you
was
went and
kind of
checked some bushes in the shadows for a coyote
Yeah.
that could have bit you.
I just think of sweeper as like it's just you have a bunch of dudes just geared up with like flamethrowers and shit. And it's like, all right, spirits, bring it on, motherfucker.
No more
shadows.
next investment.
Your next investment.
Fuck
Yes.
yeah, dude.
There's got to be a ghost out here. We're burning these bushes down to find them.
Dude, what you gotta do is put holy water in that sucker and then like put like some
Yes.
kind of gasoline in there at the same time and see if it will ignite at some point because that would be fucking rad. Oh, the white fire. That'd be cool.
I don't think that's how it worked, but we can
I
try.
don't think it would either. Fucking A, dude. I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
It's cool though.
Yeah.
See, that's the
It
other
would look
thing I need
cool.
to get is holy water.
Exactly.
Right? Well, I mean, yeah, okay. So we are running up on our time. Again, Michael, thank you for coming in and being with us and answering these questions. Us skeptics, I know I am one myself, but I'm always down to try.
Yeah.
But where can we find you on YouTube or where at?
Oh, it's on YouTube, Shaggy in the Shadows. It's on there. There's a bunch of videos already. DJ said he should come. And yeah, I mean, I would definitely love to have more with me. So if any of you want to hit me up, I mean, I'm free to have anyone on my channel.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I have
we'll
to go
look
die
at
on
it.
it, so that's just kind of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta
It's
happen.
already a date, baby.
Except
I
it's not
will
going to be
walk
by a
up
demon. It's going to be
place
me in a
you
morph
want.
suit.
We will go.
It's just
All
he just
right.
gets murdered by Preston in a morph suit.
Fucking hell, dude. All right. Well, I appreciate all of you guys who are tuning in right now and all of you who are going to be watching this later. We've been I Wish You Would podcast. My name's Max. We got DJ over there in the green headphones and Preston down there with the literature. It's been a pleasure having you. You guys have a great rest of your night or day or afternoon. We love you. Take care.
Have a good night. Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, brother. We'll do it again sometime after I get killed on
Oh,
your
for sure.
channel.
Oh, for sure.